What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. We are here at the season finale for Power Book 4 Force. Season finale. Season 2 finale. So, we pick up with Tommy telling Diamond that he figured out who the snitch is, and it is Vic. And Diamond, of course, is like, see, I told you who it was. You were so ready to believe it was my brother, and I told you all along who was really the one doing it, who was the snitch. Tommy was like, okay, you're right. Now we got to figure out a plan. So Diamond is like, well, what we supposed to do? Like, he hot. Like, we need to figure out what he knows, what he doesn't know, what he done told him, and all of that. And he was like, I guess we got to back up out of this plan to try to get to the connect. Tommy was like, oh, no. We're going to become the plug. And we're going to take care of Vic all at the same time. I got a plan. Just trust me. Gloria, I said Gloria. Where did I get Gloria from? Names just be popping in my head sometime. I don't even know where I got Gloria from. Maria, down to the hospital. She gets an open-ended round trip ticket to Barcelona. And of course, she is all excited about her and Tommy finally getting ready to make this move and take this trip. Tommy goes to visit Shanti, right? And he's asking Shanti, I need to know where the meet is. Like, the meet that you have with Claudia, I need to know. I need that information. And Shanti was like, hold up, player. Like, I don't work for you. We working together. And you told me that it was a need-to-know basis. Well, now you need something from me, so I need to know what the heck is going on. So, we don't see it on camera, but we know by the end of this episode that he sort of loops Shanti into more of what's going on. I think he's really starting to build some respect for Shanti, but, not realizing that Shanti really just, playing him, Now, down to the barbershop, we see Jannard finally getting a shape up. Finally, I think it was intentional. I'm pretty certain it was intentionally done this season that they showed us a more disheveled Jannard. We know he had the drug addiction. Even after he, supposedly was clean, we know that he still just didn't look like himself. We talked about that on the panel last week with TSL. CJ, it has been bothering him the whole season about this whole look of Jannard. So I feel like that was very, that was a lot of symbolism in there for us to see that he's finally getting his appearance together. He ends up getting his car back in this episode. So that was a way of the writers trying to show us, okay, Jannard is back. I'm still stuck on the fact that y'all had him as a whole heroin addict, and all he had to do was drink some green juice and eat some salad, and he was cured. I'm sure there's a whole lot of heroin addicts that wish they had whatever was in that green juice. But okay, child, whatever. We're going to keep on skipping right along. I'm going to just let that go. So, Diamond, who now I think is 100% on board with Jannard and trusting Jannard again because he knows that Jannard wasn't the one that snitched. Which I don't think he ever really thought it, but I think in the back of his mind, he might have been like, I don't know, he was real down, he was real bad and out, like maybe. He sits there and starts telling Jannard all the secrets. Oh, that we really was the one that set the Serbs up. And Miguel, we've been playing Miguel against the Serbs all along. We've been in the back playing the position. And I was just like, so you're just going to tell it all? You're just going to tell all the business? And I'm sitting there like, no, because Jannard is just waiting for the minute to pounce. Even though last week we saw Jannard sort of pull back a little bit off of the plan to go for Diamond. He's still in that mindset though, right? So then we see Claudia and Vic. We see Vic meeting up with the ADA, or is it child, whatever, Stacy. But we saw him meeting up with Stacy. AUSA, that's who it was. AUSA, I'm sorry, I called her 88. Whatever. Stacy. And basically he's letting Stacy know, listen, what is it that I like I keep telling y'all, the information, and y'all keep moving the goalpost on me. What is it that I finally need to do? So they tell him, listen, we need to have basically undisputable evidence on Tommy Egan. The minute we get that evidence, baby, we got you. You going straight into Witsec. So he brings them the information that letting them know that Tommy and them are meeting up with the Connect, with the other cartel to really solidify everything. And Stacy lets him know, okay, cool. Once we have him in cuffs, that's it. You going straight into Witsec. Don't worry about it. We got you. So I guess in his mind, in Vic's mind, he is tying up loose ends. He confronts Claudia and he tells Claudia straight up. He said, listen, you can have it all. Like, I don't want it. I never wanted this. I never wanted this life. I never wanted to run this cartel. You can have it all, but I really need you to be honest with me. And she was like, are you sick? What is going on? Are you leaving? And he was like, no, I'm not sick. I'm just telling you. I need you to be honest with me. Tell me the truth. You tried to kill me. And she was like, what are you talking about? He said, listen, I'm telling you, you can have this all, but you got to tell me the truth. Did you try to kill me? So she admits, she was like, well, yeah, I knew that the assassins were coming and I didn't give you the heads up. He was like, okay, cool. Well, it's all yours and I'm done. And of course, she acted like she all upset. Like, no, Vic, girl, you tried to kill him and you killed your daddy. Like, what? Girl, bye. He is gone. He is not, he is out of there. He is not dealing with you. He is moving on. So, but he has it on tape. Well, on his phone. He recorded it on his phone. Which you could tell by the way he was questioning her and what she was saying that he was recording it. But neither here nor there. So now she really thinks she got it going on. Like, she really thinks she is Scarface up in this piece, right? Da is gone. Vic is gone. I'm creating a whole new pipeline that doesn't have to go through Chicago. So I am really untouchable at this point. And she basically tells Tommy that later on. She, lets Tommy know, listen, I'm untouchable. I got my crew. I'm creating my own pipeline. I'm the head of the Irish Connect. Like, you can't come for me no more. Like, I don't need to look over my shoulder from you because you can't. I'm untouchable. And Tommy was like, for real? Cool. And that's when he saw Shanti. So him and Shanti, of course, put on a whole, performance about, oh, so you with her now? Playing it up. So Tommy goes into the house and he runs into his mama. Now his mama, and he is like, what are you doing here? And she was like, what you mean? He was like, what? Why are you back? He said, listen, I'm used to you running in and out of my life, okay? If that's what you want to do, keep doing what you're doing because I'm used to that. But don't do this to them. Like, don't do this to my brother because he can't handle it, okay? He just can't handle this. Like, he's too sensitive for all this. And she was like, and don't you mean D-Mac? I know he's alive. I know you didn't, that you just sent him to military school. And of course, he was like, what the hell? He said, see, that's exactly why I didn't tell you because I knew you couldn't handle it. I knew you couldn't do what I needed you to do. So that's why I didn't tell you the truth. And he was like, she said, well, he's back. Of course, she told Tommy that he's back. So now Tommy takes off and he gives her a bag of, no, that wasn't this. This was later on. Her and Tommy argue again. But Tommy takes off to go figure out where D-Mac is. We see Miguel is drunk because he is upset about his grandmama. About his mama. He is upset about the fact that he couldn't even avenge her death. And he is definitely upset about the fact that Tommy Egan came out as the superhero and the winner of it all. And he knows that his position with Shay is just not good at this point. So his one of his cronies was like, bro, you want me to take care of Tommy? Because I take care of Tommy. Because I've been wanting to take care of him. So Miguel was like, yeah, we need to get Tommy out of the way. Because at this point, I don't have no reason to hold on to him. So he got to go. He got to go. Okay. We see D-Mac and his best friend. He's still camping out at his best friend's apartment. And his best friend is like, bro, you still here? You told me that your father was going to handle the situation with Tommy. Yet, you're still on my couch. And I'm not understanding why. D-Mac don't even hear all of that. He don't even read the signs that his friend is sick of him being at the house. And D-Mac is talking about trying to get back in CBI. And his friend is like, why? Like, I don't understand why you want to be a gangster. Like, why are you insisting on being a gangster? Like, you have this whole situation with You know, your uncle who really will give you whatever it is that you need. Your father, okay, granted, he might not have been the best father growing up, but he's trying to make up for it now. Like, why do you insist on being a thug? And he was like, cuz that's who I am. That's what's in my blood. And he was like, well, look. He said, and he said something about him killing a cop. He was like, don't say nothing about that again. I said, see, that's why they sent your ass away to military school, because you don't know how to hold your mouth. So the friend ends up giving D-Mac a weapon. And he tells him about the situation with Leon and how CBI can't retaliate because he's untouchable, because his uncle is Kilo, and they can't get into that. So D-Mac takes it upon himself and decides, oh, well, this is my perfect opportunity to get back into CBI. I'm going to go ahead and do what Diamond can't do. And basically, I guess he felt like then he's going to owe me a favor. And he was like, he's going to have to let me back into CBI after that. Again, not understanding how fragile this whole situation is. Okay? So, of course, later on in the episode, we see D-Mac roll up on the dude that killed Leon, the little boy that took care of Leon, and he kills him. He kills him, and then he goes to Diamond and lets Diamond know what he did. And of course, Diamond is like, first of all, bro, what are you doing here? Like, Tommy told me he took care of this. Now, I'm not sure if Diamond really thought that Tommy had offed D-Mac, or if Tommy had just assured him that he won't be back. I took care of it. I'm not really sure. But neither here nor there, Diamond was getting ready to do it then. And I guess he thought about it and was like, okay, I might be getting ready to cross the line that we can't come back from, but damn, what am I going to do about it? Like I'm really in a bad situation. You could just see it all over Diamond's face. He was like, you don't even realize what you did. Like, you have thoroughly screwed up everything. And of course, D-Mac don't understand it because his simple brain can't even comprehend that he's totally screwed up all of this. Tommy and Maria, look, I'm sick of Tommy and Maria. Y'all know I was never here for this relationship from the beginning. I thought it was stupid and ill-advised from the dough. So, Tommy and Maria laid up doing what they do best, child. Talking about what life is going to be like and how perfect life is going to be. And Tommy tells her, look, I just got one more thing to do, and then we are off to Barcelona. And she said, oh, man, I wish we could just stay there. And Tommy was like, hold up. Now, I'm all good with taking a vacation, but you do know that I'm coming back, right? I'm going to always come back. She was like, I know, I understand, but I'm just saying it would be, it would be great, if we didn't have to deal with all of this. So then he says, well, you choosing me over your brother, I don't take that lightly. Like, I definitely understand. And she said, my brother just doesn't understand me. Like my, basically, I guess she was like, it wasn't a hard decision. Now, who come knocking at the door like they the popo? It's Tommy mama. And, of course, she is all upset. And her and Maria get into it, which is absolutely hilarious because Maria gives her tit for tat, and she was like, "You must think that I'm some shrinking violet. Like I grew in this. I'm not new to this. Like I grew up in this world. So I'm not intimidated by you. I'm not afraid of you. Like you're not going to run me away. And of course she tries to bring up Keisha's name again, and she was like, "Yeah, I know all about it. Like again, you can't scare me off. It is what it is." So that's when her and Tommy end up getting into an argument again, and Tommy ends up giving his mama the drugs, the cocaine, because basically Tommy was like, "Look, that's all you want. Just like leave me alone. Like I don't understand why you keep bothering me and you keep trying to interfere and bring yourself into my situation. Like just leave me alone, okay?" So then we see Claudia setting up the meet with the Serbs. With the new connect out of town, and he tells her, look, it's only gonna be you. Like you can't be your aunt, bring your whole entourage. And Shanti was like, hell nah, we not, like I don't work for her, we're partners in this. And he was like, I don't really care who you are, but she's the only one that's coming. Like, and so Claudia lets her know, don't worry about it, it's cool, I got this. I understand, we still in the man's world, but we're gonna, but I got it for us. And of course Shanti, she ain't happy about it, but it is what it is. Well, at least outwardly, she's not happy about it. We see Diamond talking to Gerard, and letting Gerard know what the situation is with D-Mac. Again, Diamond is telling all the business. Now, to be fair, Gerard actually offered him a pretty good out, you know. Diamond was like, you know, the coalition is already fragile. The minute he find out about his nephew and that we had our hands on it at all, we know it's just going to be war all over again. And we really, you know, we making too much money for all of that. And Jannar was like, you right. He was like, you know, why don't you try to talk to him? And he was like, you know, I can't go back up there. Like, I can't go to the jail. Sir, I'm a convicted felon. Like, I used to be at the jail. I can't go there. Now, what I don't understand is why he can't get his girlfriend to slide the guy another phone. Although this is the kind of conversation that needs a face-to-face. Like, it really isn't a phone it isn't a phone conversation. So, Jannar says, listen, I'll go talk to him. I'll go talk to King Kilo, and I will let him know, listen, we'll do what we got to do to make it right. You know, we'll put D-Mac up for, you know, penance, because honestly, I don't really care about him anyway, for real. So he ain't my nephew, so I'll go talk to him. And you know, Diamond was like, all right, that's a good idea. And then Diamond starts clowning Jannar about his car, and I'm thinking to myself, you just noticing that this dude is not driving his Jaguar anymore? Like, it just occurred, you just saying that he's driving his 1985 whatever doo-doo brown color car. Like, you just seeing that? But okay, whatever, child. Anyway, so he goes to the jail to talk to King Kilo. And he lets him know, listen, D-Mac doesn't have anything to do with us. He's not part of CBI. That's why we put him out of CBI, because he's, you know, he's out of control. He's unpredictable. He don't listen, and he a knucklehead. And so, to be perfectly honest, he did that on his own. He didn't do it because we asked him to do it. He didn't do it. We didn't, you know, wasn't. And the minute you get out of jail, you know, he was like, we making too much money to mess this up. And he was like, you're right. My people told me they making money on top of money. He said, exactly. He said, so I'll tell you what, you about to get out of jail. And when you get out of jail, I'll bring him to you myself. And you can do whatever needs to be done. And so he accepts those terms. He was like, okay, cool. Now, I'll be honest with you. I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at Diamond or Jannar for doing what they got to do. Because had it been anybody else, Tommy would have took care of D-Mac. And D-Mac won't fucking listen. Okay? Tommy's been trying to save this boy's life. And he won't listen. Anyway, Tommy is in his loft, which at this point he has to know is being bugged. And of course he doesn't remove the bug because then they would know that he's on to him. So he basically lets it be known on the bug, on the wire, where the meet is going to take place, and he gives the address. Of course, Stacy and her crew are listening, and her man is telling her, this don't sound right. And she said, what you mean? We're gonna put all the force. We're gonna go down to this address. We're gonna get Tommy Egan, and by the end of the day, it's gonna be a wrap. And she was like, He was like, this don't feel right. He said that location that's not the type of location that Tommy would use. Like, no, it doesn't make sense. He said, I really feel like we need to pull back and we need to regroup. We really need to sit down and think about this, because it don't feel right to me. And she won't listen to him. Now, D-Mac, of course, he's scared now because Diamond done put the fear in him. So he goes to the house to pack up his stuff. He ends up, cussing out his grandmama, cussing out his daddy, calling them all out their name, all kinds of B's and F's and everything else. And, there's that. Okay, moving on. So they are planning for the raid. We see Vic saying goodbye to Gloria. That's where I got Gloria from. Vic is saying goodbye to Gloria because he knows that after this exchange takes place, he's out of town. Stacy calls him and says, listen, I need you there. I need you at the meet. He was like, you keep moving the goalposts. You said that once you arrest Tommy, she said, listen, if Tommy wants you to be there, I need you to be there because it'll tip him off if you're not there. Once, she said, we're just going to arrest you when we arrest everybody else, and we're going to send you straight to Witsack. It's a wrap. So Vic was like, all right, whatever. Miguel's assassin tries to kill Tommy. He's unsuccessful because, of course, Tommy is Teflon. That's pretty much that. That's it. We get down to the warehouse where the deal is supposed to take place. And what it was Tommy sent the feds to the Claudia, the Serbs, with them making the deal with the new Connect from out of Chicago. So, of course, they realized that they got duped. But the problem is, okay, Tommy Egan ain't here. But this is still a big-ass drug deal going down. With the Serbs, we got to take it. So, of course, they go and they're able to arrest Claudia and the Serbs. Unfortunately, another cop gets killed in the process. And so, Detective is pissed. He's upset because his friend is killed. He's upset because he tried to tell Stacy that it was a setup, that it wasn't for real. And, but he's trying to tell her, but we still got a major arrest out of this. Like, we got Claudia, we got a major score. Like, it might not have been Tommy Egan, and she was like, but that's not what we were trying to do. Like, I have higher standards. That's not what we were trying to do. We were trying to get Tommy Egan. And everybody is looking at her like, you are crazy. And her husband, I think he about to file divorce papers. I know if it was me, I'd have went straight down. They probably already in the court building. I'd have went straight downstairs to the marriage certificate place, and I'd have got my divorce papers, because she is just so... He was like, can you even acknowledge the fact that I lost a friend today? Not just a colleague, but a friend. And she was just like, yeah, I don't even really care about none of that. We ain't get Tommy Egan. I don't understand why Tommy Egan has gotten so big in her skin. Like, I understand she's ambitious and she's trying to become the mayor. But again, you just made a major score. Like, it's not like... You just brought down a major component in the... You just brought down the people that blew up the whole fucking housing projects. They blew up 2 buildings with rocket launchers. And what? I'm so confused. Anyway, so Tommy is with Che and the crew, and they turn on the TV, and Tommy lets them know, look, I was able to eliminate the Serbs and the new crew that was trying to infiltrate Chicago. I said out of Chicago. I meant out of Detroit. Anyway, and I eliminated, the crew that was trying to infiltrate Chicago. And so I feel like for that, we should become the new... We should become the new Connect. Like, we should be in charge of the whole city. And Che was like, you're right. I agree. He was like, Miguel, you demoted. CBI is now on top. Miguel, you'll work with them. So, of course, baby Miguel was just over it. And Tommy is still treating Jannard like some shit, talking about some get him a drink. And I was like, Tommy, now you really doing too much. Like, you really, really doing too much at this point. Like, you were wrong about Vic. You brought Vic in. Jannard really, even though Jannard is working behind your back, Jannard really ain't showing you any disrespect to your face at this point. You doing too much. You doing too much. So then we see Claudia in jail trying to call Shanti, saying, you got to get me out of here, yada, yada, yada. They done put a hit out on Claudia. That's when we see Tommy and Shanti really working together, linked up. They done got somebody to stab Claudia in the back. Now, I'm going to say this to y'all, because later on in the episode, Shanti says, Claudia's dead. We didn't see Claudia die. We saw Claudia slump down on that floor bleeding. And the only reason why I say that is because in a show like Power, baby, until you see the body, and even when you see the body, you better make sure you see the body. Because I'm still trying to figure out how 50 Cent got out of that burning warehouse and all the way down to D.C. from New York. But that's a whole nother show. So I'm just saying, we did not see Claudia die. Just put a pin in that. We saw Claudia stabbed up on the floor, bleeding. But we didn't see her die. Anyway, moving on. So Tommy goes to the house, and his mama done OD'd off the drugs he done gave her. And instead of him calling 911 or trying to do mouth-to-mouth or do anything along those lines, he sat there watching her die. And I think in that point, Tommy was like, you know what? It's over. Like, I'm done. I'm sick of her. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of dealing with her. I'm just going to let it roll. I'm going to let it roll. And, of course, his brother come through and is like, what are you doing, Tommy? How could you let her? And he gives her mouth to mouth, and they end up going to the hospital. That Tommy's been trying to call Maria. Maria ain't answering the phone. So when they get to the hospital with his mom, he's looking for Maria, and her colleague lets her know Maria ain't been here today. I said, oh. Now, I'm even going to tell you the truth. I'll be honest. At first, I said, oh, Maria really was an informant. And now she done disappeared. Because, I ain't never trusted Maria. I just thought that was way too easy that she went from A to Z. But neither here nor there. Tommy's mama is in stable condition. She didn't die either. But the brother tells Tommy, listen. He gives him the keys back to the bar. He says, listen. My daddy tried to warn me about you and told me that you was going to be trouble. And he was right. Everything you touch turns. And I don't want no parts of you. I don't want no parts of this. And from here on out, just stay out of our life and we'll be all right. You stay over there and we'll stay over here. So, of course, Tommy was got the tears running down his eyes and he was all crying and stuff. So we see them at the bar that he just got back from his brother, having free drinks for CBI. And he still can't get in touch with Maria. You see Jannard over on the side, side-eyeing Tommy, Now, they got Vic on ice. Vic has realized that he let Stacy know that Tommy done made him. Like, Tommy done made it. He knows that I was on the inside. And, of course, Stacy was like, well, I don't know what you want me to do about it. And Tommy lets Diamond know that he didn't kill Vic, but he got Vic on ice. He said Vic could be a lot more help to us alive than dead. And Diamond was like, Tommy, and see, here's where we know they're setting things up for next season. One, we didn't see Claudia die. That's number one. Number two, we know in the Power Universe, just because somebody get arrested does not mean that they're gone. They're going to be off the show. We saw Ghost, Tommy, Tasha. We saw these people get out of all kinds of predicaments once they got arrested. So the Serbs being arrested, Claudia being in jail, none of that means that they're gone out of the storyline, right? We see Diamond and Tommy having this big old argument over Tommy making moves without including him. And Tommy was like, you really think you would be the connect, that you would be the connect without me? Diamond was like, no, but do you think you'd still be alive without me? Because I'm the one that kept you alive. I'm the one that kept vouching for you over and over again when everybody, including my own family, wanted to kill your ass. So like, bruh, we did for each other. I did for you, you did for me, we did for each other. Don't do that. Don't do that. So then we find out that Jannard and Shanti, they finally did send the picture of Tommy with Maria. They sent it to Miguel. So then we see Miguel calling Tommy from Maria's phone and letting Tommy know, yeah, bruh, I know about you and my sister. You will never see her again. And just know I'm coming for you. And that's where it ends. So they definitely left us with basically setting up everything for next season. And I think it's going to be pretty good. Like, y'all know I'm going to always complain about the stuff that, and I still feel like you playing with my emotions when it comes to certain things. However, I am definitely here for where they left this. I'm definitely here for where they left this. I'm here for it. So anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.